part where you gotta get it, where it all begins. The airport. Your first double row wide body airplane. We'll go to the back and be on here for about 11 hours. So we'll get seated here and grab our snacks and everything and endure the suck. Alright, we're in Rome. We just got off the plane. I remember this place a little bit, not a ton, but I remember like TSA or immigration, whatever, being over here. So we're gonna go over there and get in and scan through, but so far, I gotta be better at vlogging, whatever. How do you feel? You excited? Well, a man of many words, but we'll get this done and we'll get grinded, dude. Coliseum today at 3, so we have like 4 hours, 5 hours. Okay, we just made it through. And you're here, and there's all the luggage things. So actually, I'm starting to remember a lot of this now, which is kind of cool from when I was here 2 years ago. We're gonna get out here, go to the other side of the street where the train station is, get train tickets, get to Rome Central, and then we will go from there. So I don't know, I'm excited. It feels good. The humidity here is really nice as well. So we're gonna have fun for pretty much the next 2 weeks. So we just crossed the street and we're gonna go ahead and get on the train right now from the train station. We're gonna go this direction, so it should be good. In between the Rome airport and Roma, Germany. Just exited the train station to Roma, Germany, and last time I was here like 2 years ago, we ended up coming out right here on this corner, and it was like one of the first things that I recorded was all of this area. It's pretty crazy. So you just get to go out here and you're good to go. Okay, so this is the outside, and we just come in this door. We actually came up through the upstairs door, and there's a very tight staircase, but this is it, just a little basic downstairs. Looks like some candies, some different books, a microwave, a heater, a sink. Oh, there's the refrigerator. It looks like they're cleaning supplies, but oh wow, look, someone left us some goodies from the last people who stayed here. So yeah, super simple. And then right upstairs, magnets, look like the Wi-Fi password. But if you come up these stairs, like let me flip this around. It is like, see, I'm gonna hit my head, so I have to be very crouched to come up these stairs. Oh, it's tiny. This is crazy. And then yeah, just a little area, a bed in here. This will, I guess it just wants to show on the front camera now. There we go. Little porch. And a very small bathroom. Toilet and a shower. But as the norm, we were balling on a budget. Oh, they have the window open up here. That's the toilet bowl for the water too. For that. And then let's look at our, oh, it's a little shared patio. Someone's got their clothes and stuff out here from there. And then a little courtyard. So nice and small, and it looks like there's your AC split. So that's it for the hotel, or the Airbnb.
Is it on?
There's part of it. Not a great look from the bus stop, but that is the Coliseum. Okay, so you guys are all gonna come in from right here, and you wanna work your way along the outside. A lot of people try to go that way, but it's just a dead end. It doesn't actually get you out onto the arena floor. You wanna follow the outside and then go through the museum, the main entrance. That'll get you over to like the Attico or the underground, depending on what tickets you got, as well as out there onto the arena floor. So that does look cool, but over there just puts you on the edge and doesn't really give you a lot. So make sure you just follow the outside all the way around. Okay guys, so there's a little ramp off to the right after a couple things, but then this is the elevator to come up if you have an Attico pass. And so we'll go out there and look at that, but we're pretty much up here on our own, like the highest level that you can get. You can get your tickets 30 days out, and then you'll have a suite pass up here where there's virtually nobody, because they only let up like 8 people or so up here per hour. So we're gonna go ahead and read through this and I'll show you the view, but this is the Attico full experience ticket. Okay, so I was just talking to you over there a minute ago, and then this is the covered area that like higher class people or whatever could walk through. And then there used to be awnings, but we read in 217 AD that it all burned because of lightning, which is funny. I was in Japan last year, and same thing, like everything seems just to burn down thanks to the lighting. So kind of crazy, but we're gonna go to the very top of the stairs at the very end of here and go get some sweet pictures. Okay guys, so kind of from before, we're at the very edge of the top of where the Coliseum is, the highest point, and then boom. So if you're gonna do the full experience Attico, or for the attic, this is what it's gonna look like. And you're gonna be way up here at the top of the Coliseum, and it's pretty cool. 2 years ago I did the bottom, so you walk down there along that bottom edge underneath, like where the gladiators came out, and then you can be on the arena floor, which is cool, but I actually think this gives like a much better experience of what the Attico, or let me get you in here, say the size, yeah, the size of what this arena is. So super cool, definitely worth it, and get those tickets for 24 euros and don't pay like crazy premium tourist prices, because I don't think it's worth it, and there's plenty more you can do to just figure out the history of this, like the Stephen Guide's audio apps on your phone. So there's that, one of the many things off your bucket list. Isn't this one of the new ancient wonders of the world, the new blah blah blah, not the super ancient ones, but cool. So when you go back down the Attico, then you come up the second story off to the right, and then there's like this whole museum exhibit of how things are built, where it came from, the materials that it is, all on the second floor. And then you just walk around, and so you can come to this level if you got the Attico pass versus the arena pass to be able to learn about everything that's in here. Like this is from Greece, 2nd century. Heads and stuff they bring, and I guess a lot of the stadium was actually built because of the war of 70, and that was like when they fought the Jews and took a whole bunch of their spoils and winnings to help fund and build the stadium. Okay, stepping in here towards the end, they actually have like what it used to look like. Ocean view, some kingdoms, and like some pretty cool inside stuff they got going on here. Some type of like script or something maybe. More looks like a pattern than words. Okay, so now we're done with the Coliseum, and we're just gonna be going, oh my goodness, going by the Palatine Hill and this whole area and the gardens and whatever. So I was just gonna show you guys this area real quick. But this is just gonna be the old ancient Rome area, and a lot of this predates even the Colosseum. which is just over there on the end. So pretty freaking cool. Many likes. Yeah, I don't know, it's pretty cool. So yeah, just for a memory, we're here and it's documented and it's vlogged, right? You gotta not be so awkward and get better at this in front of everybody, but it's been cool to come back. Was here like 2 years ago and just kind of like deja vu. So I don't know, I'm intrigued. It's kind of interesting to come back again and see it, but we're both pretty tired because we got in at like 10:30 this morning. And so we just have jet lag and we're just grinding through today so we can go to bed early so it'll be easy tomorrow. But I think we're gonna go check out those freaking famous steps, whatever they're called. I'm drawing a blank, and I don't know, get gelato and chill out. Got bus tickets this time though.
Lazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do less walking. Too much. Got to keep our game up for Vienna and Salzburg and all these other fortress places and their cool places we're going to. So we'll see what the next clip entails. Okay, we're just at a local supermarket right by our hotel. There's these massive drinks for like less than €2, and we spent like $5 for this little glass bottle of this like exact same stuff. So definitely just grab your drinks and bring them, and don't buy the crap at the restaurants because it's too expensive. But it's super cool in here, super vibe, super small, lots of options. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some snacks and go back to the hotel.
Okay, it is 9:30 in the morning and we're just leaving on the second day. We were thinking about doing the trivia at like 7 or 8 before it was too crazy busy and bright. And to be to the Pantheon when it opens at 9, but that didn't happen. We just slept and we were super tired. So we're gonna go do that right now. Trevi Fountain, Pantheon, Vatican is at 12:30. 30-minute bus ride over to Trevi. So we gotta get moving quick. But let's take you along on day 2.
Okay, it's super busy now. When Elaine and I came here, it was like 5 in the morning, but they actually have this gate going all the way around, so you can't go down and in there unless you go over to the side and pay €2 for a ticket to get yourself down past this fence and up and close. So that's pretty freaking crazy, but we'll go ahead and get some pictures right here. Good enough, close enough. So we're gonna go ahead and do that right now. Okay, Jacob's about to see the Pantheon for the first time. Oh, gelato. More of it right here. Go look, go look, go look. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Pretty darn big. It looks like we have quite the line here to get tickets and get in. But there she is. Pretty small if you compare it to the people, so really nice and cool. And oh, that fountain's all opened up. It was under reconstruction when we were here last. There was just a big wall around it. And that's that famous meat shop that like I really remember well. So we're gonna go ahead and check this out. All right, we're right outside the Vatican, and I had this carbonara 2 years ago, and this was some of the best carbonara I've ever had, or pasta I've ever had in my life. So we had to come back and get it, and then Jacob got it as well. So go ahead and scoopy and try, and let us know what you thinky. Dude, literally some of the best pasta I've ever had. Like really good though. I don't know. Like I think it's like the best pasta I've ever had.
I think it's really good.
All right. I'm gonna eat, and we gotta get to our Vatican Museum tour. Okay, it's really loud in here, but that's the entrance where you come into the building. And when you come in, you'll see these stairs. And these are for normal tickets, just to go see the Vatican or whatever. But over here to the left is where the guided tours are, if you get the guided tours through the Vatican on the Vatican's website. And there's bathrooms right downstairs if you need to go and do them. But again, this is going to be your cheaper option or your cheapest option. So make sure that you come up these stairs or use the bathroom right there and then get to this back ticket office. They'll scan your pass for your guided tour and tell you which line to stand in. And then here we have like guided tour A, C over there, F, and all these areas where you'll get together, they'll scan and give you an earpiece, and then you'll go on your tour through this door to the right of the ticket booth to follow them along and go do whatever part of the museums that they show you depending on what your tour is. Also, we're gonna talk about outside too. Corridor 2 outside is where you're gonna go to get straight into guided tours inside. There's like corridor 1, 2, and 3. You need to get into line 2 for your tickets to get inside for your guided tour around 20 to 30 minutes early. But we'll show that outside. There's also a really, really long line that's closest to the wall. And for that one, that's for people who don't have tickets, so don't go stand in that line closest to the wall waiting to get in if you already have a ticket. You want to go to the right lane next to the road with the wall on your left side and walk all the way to the front where those corridors 1, 2, and 3 are to get inside. Yeah? St. Peter Basilica Dome, and then we're going to go in here and go to the right and go to the actual museum pieces after we just got a tour or an explanation from our guide about all the Sistine Chapel New and Old Testament paintings over on like a screen, and we'll go in there a little later. Be going here to the right from up those stairs, and then we're going to go across and start entering all the museums on that far side. And then just have an earpiece, and she's just up there talking to us. And so I would definitely recommend said tours. So good. This is well as paying for a whole bunch of money for a third-party one. So.
No, eravamo dentro la porta ad aspettare.
And this is one of the coolest rooms here in the Vatican, where they have all the like rugs. I'll just go ahead and go through this room and all these statues, and the map room should be after this. So this is the map room right after that rug room. And it's got 40 maps of different locations of like Italy or wars or whatever. So. This room in the Colosseum, or the Vatican I mean, is the only room that was 100% painted by Michelangelo. So all these paintings are Michelangelo. Okay, so this is what I was talking about a minute ago. There's corridor 2. You go in there if you have scheduled guided tours into the entrance, and right here on the right is the exit. And then there's all these people who are lining up in corridor 3 for their time, and they all have tickets. And so if you're going out that way along the wall, that's where people line up that don't have a ticket yet to get in or try to get in that day. So a little interesting, but definitely make sure you have your ticket so you're not in that forever line. We literally walked up, showed this guy right here a ticket, went straight into corridor 2, and we were good to go. So if you go down here, there's going to be a line on this wall. We'll show you. Okay, so there's the entrance, that's the exit, and then this row of right here, which actually was totally full. It's funny that it's no longer full 3 hours later, but you'd wait along this wall right by the entrance if you don't have a ticket. So pretty interesting, but make sure that you're good to go. We went through a line over there. The Chinese took frickin' forever to get the crap through and they were all yelling. But now we're about to walk in to St. Peter's Basilica, and so we will see what it's like. Pretty darn massive. Let's just get in here. Definitely more people in here than when I was here last, but here it is. Absolutely huge. Like, real talk though, like, do you think it's gonna be bigger or smaller?
Like, it's definitely huge.
Dude, look at the size of those pillars. They're like freaking 20 feet wide.
They are.
All right. And then here it is, the Basilica. Get in here. Just so you have proof that you were here. Of course, it's not going to want to turn the screen on. It's probably on the back side right now, but whatever. We're recording, so let's go ahead and get some pictures. Okay, we just got in the Pantheon, and a little to note for the Pantheon, your card wouldn't work online, like mine wouldn't work, and it would just go to a white screen. Don't stand out there in the line and wait forever. Just go on their website. It's the actual .it domain name or whatever for the Pantheon, and then use PayPal. PayPal will let you get through and buy your ticket. If you don't, it'll just be on a white screen, so make sure that you use PayPal. To get in, you also have like audio guides and stuff over here you can pay for, and little like trinkets, or you can just walk around the outside and read all the different labels and patterns and all that good stuff. So we are going to just take some pictures and go read around in the Pantheon here, and then probably get dinner because it is almost 5 p.m.
Here's the freaking, look at that. The size. Like, these things are way too short. Like, look at where his body is compared to the steps. I'm like, oh, that is a tight staircase, but is what it is. It wraps around 2 times. Like, I don't know, interesting, but I don't think that would be approved in the USA. Very bit. Ow, see, actually just in my head. Whatever, but yeah, like it wraps around 2 times for a single floor. A little interesting. Also, like, super dinky. Like, it's connected to the floor, and then, like, I guess just on the wall.
There it is.
Right there, but yeah, I don't know. Very, very interesting.
Okay, so we just got into Pompeii, or excuse me, Naples, and this is where you go into the trains. And when you come out to get over to Pompeii, you need to look for the signs up on the wall, and we need to go down a level. So if you look on this sign right here, it says Circumvensuviana, or however you say it, right there, and it shows an escalator to go down. So you need to go and find the escalator depending on where you come out to get downstairs. In our case, it's just over here. So kind of towards the center, towards outside, and then you take these escalators right here in the middle, go downstairs, you can buy a ticket down there to be able to get over to Pompeii. So we're gonna go downstairs right now, grab those tickets, and then get going. All right, so when you come down those stairs, you're gonna come over to these line signs, and you can see that there's a couple names left and right, but you're gonna go left, and you can see the name right up there on the wall. And then we're gonna go down here, and there's a couple tunnels that you need to go through to get to the correct area to go to that railway. So we're just gonna now walk this way and get over there, and then show you guys that after you come down the stairs and take a left. Okay, so after you walk down to the wall, you go straight, you're gonna see some stairs like this, and then this blue sign in this area over to the left, along with the ticket booth. So you're gonna go through this to order your tickets, and then go through those gates to get down to Pompeii. So up from the central, down the stairs to the left to get to the very end where there's more stairs, and And then in here, you'll grab your tickets and do that to get through to go to Pompeii. So you're gonna come down through when you go through the ticket booth, and right here on your left, you're gonna see Sorrento platform or Pompeii. You wanna take that first left down here to get on your train, and it looks like there's probably the train right there, and we're gonna go and get on this Naples to Pompeii. And we just made it onto the train, and yeah, this is by far the most packed train I've been on. I think it's about 40 minutes, so we're gonna grind this one out. It's pretty hot, no AC, windows are down, so thankfully it's the morning. But okay, and this is your stop. It's gonna be Pompeii Scavi, and then when you get off, you're gonna see like this pinkish building, and it's gonna be over to the left, and you're gonna get out. So just to give you an idea of what this area looks like, this is gonna be it. Get off the train, bank a right, follow the crowds out. But it's about a 10-minute walk from here, so we'll walk over there and get in, got tickets, and just make it happen. The pink train station right there, you came out up the street, take a right, and it's legitimately just right here, this entrance from the train station. I've actually been in from the other entrance on the other side, but that's it, so we're gonna go ahead and go in. Okay, and we're in, so we're just gonna go up this relatively steep hill and get into Pompeii and start walking around, checking it out, grabbing pictures, whatever. But as you can see, very steep, no way up, so this is not gonna be for the faint of heart and or people in a wheelchair or old. So make sure that you're in good enough shape to get up here from that entrance, or you ain't making it in, but also you're not really gonna walk around Pompeii at all either. You need to be very mobile. So let's go check this out.
At least so it seems the sun rose on August 24th, 79 AD.
He said ominously. To appreciate the catastrophic event that buried Pompeii in an instant.
And that's the mountaintop over there for
beyond the Temple
Pompeii.
of Jupiter into the hazy distance to Mount
Pretty cool.
Vesuvius.
Super bright. Glad we brought these hats.
Mount Vesuvius.
Another steam room? So we're in Pompeii at the moment. This was like a type of steam room with like baths and the changing room or stretching room. If you see, there's grates, and this floor was heated. And so people would come in here and stretch and bathe and whatever else. I mean, whatever they did, but they just did it in these two rooms, which is pretty cool. Nice big dome ceilings. So I just wanted to show off some of the art in here. Like, all this art's 2,000 years ago. It's buried in ash, so it kept its all original coloring and design and detail, and then they just put a roof to keep the sun from hurting it with just some soft light. But it's just insane. Just, you know, all the different chair designs and water and clothing and pots and boats and whatever else they've put in here that, you know, like that's what it actually looked like during the time period, because it's all original. Like this boat picture right there is just super, super cool. Lots of fish and birds and, you know, other scenery. So super cool, definitely worth coming to. It's my second time here, so I'd recommend it. This room has the most insane artwork that I've ever seen. Look at those old big boats, rafting. Like, there's obviously a lot of evidence of this stuff being real. Super detailed, super amazing. 2,000 years old. Pompeii that I've actually never been to. It's like all covered. I don't know if this was under construction or whatever, but Pompeii's huge. So if you look around, this is like how it was in Turkey, and you just go walk up along the top and look down below. Other tools and buildings and walk. It's actually super cool, and like pottery pieces they left where they found them after they cleaned them up, and some different bodies. Very, very cool, very interesting. Kitchens and wheat grinders and lots of cool painted areas. bedrooms. Lots of pottery, little tools and bones. Very, very cool. Okay, so we're about to step outside in Venice. Just got off the train from Rome, and I want to see what Jacob thinks. I think it's pretty modern, what you would expect, I guess, of Venice. As you said, I remember when I stepped outside, I was pretty shocked. I'm like, oh, this is super cool. So let's see what he thinks. And wow, that is making me very white.
Pretty picturesque.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty futuresque. Like,
I guess I had like such a canal to be right here.
yeah, me neither. Like, the canal's literally right here. So I think it's super funny how, man, it's bright being on that train. Futuresque it is, and then boom, the water's just right freaking here. So we need to actually go back to our left and store our luggage right there. But yep, that's the waterway. It's right freaking there. So we're gonna store our luggage and get over to the Basilica. Isn't that funny though? So we just entered St. Peter's Basilica, or wait, I don't know if this is the St. Peter's. What is this? The St. whatever one? Basilica in Venice. But here it is. So we're gonna go ahead and walk around through this and check it out. And we have tickets for the museum and everything else. And I'll just take some photos, but just so, come here. We have proof we were in here together, so let's take some pics.
I'm not going to take photos because I need my phone to do all the group tickets.
Okay, so we're going to a museum because it's 65 steps up, pretty dark. It's right off the exit to the church, San Marco. I didn't do this last time I was here. I didn't even know if it was a thing. So we're gonna go up here and check it out. It's up on the walkway of the church. And now we're up top and we're just down there, so nice and close. Look at how narrow this walkway is, and it's all real marble. Yeah. From up above in the museum. Also, if you do the museum, you can come out here behind the horses and walk out along the roof, the bell tower, look over the plaza. What's funny is I didn't think this would, but it's not flat. It's the roof, like marble tiles that are sheathed. And so you have to just walk out on there, but they have a little bit of an internal rail. It looks like they have this blocked off right now. I've seen people walk on there last time I was here, but you can go out and look over the area. So pretty cool. We go walk to the other side where there's a nice water view. And then on the other side just looks like this, just out and on the water. Really cool, pretty view, and then it just ends over here on the edge. Only took waited for three Venice buses to let us through. And we're like right on the edge of the railing. Very packed on the Rialto. But I guess we can technically say we've been out on the water. Even if with a lot of other people on the water. Okay, keep going. Yeah, on 4-1 this is 4-2. 4-2 doesn't. Okay, just got to Murano, which is the other island close to Venice. But we have not been here before. That's like another little island, but we're gonna hurry. We got like 10 minutes to get over to where our other appointment is. So we're gonna walk down this alleyway and get over there. But again, never been to Murano so far, so it's fun to be able to go somewhere new in Venice as well, not just do the same thing. So we gotta hurry, go down this cool alleyway, and then get to our glass blowing. So we're gonna go do that now. We got like 10 minutes. All right, so we made it to Murano Island and we went across bridge, walked super fast to try and get to our glass blowing thing. And I didn't buy it this time because we already spent $30 on the other one to go see glass blowing here on Murano and the other island, whatever it's called. And we missed 2 of our water train taxi buses over to the right area to then get with our tour guide. And so I found one we could book for $1,600, which we would get there within like 5 minutes to spare. And we did, in theory, taking our own day pass, which we also had to buy. So that was another $30, 25 euros. So we, spent like 60 something euros to go see this other one. And then once we were there, we had to spend another 16 euros to watch. And we got there, building nowhere to be found. Typed the address in Google, looked on the website, did everything. It kept taking me back to this one spot. Walked up and down the street 3 or 4 times. Nothing with the name, the logo, the color scheme, or anywhere to be found. All the shops were super tiny when you looked in there, just a little white room with glass. Like, in all the pictures, it looks nothing like that. So I don't know if Google Maps is doing me dirty or what. So we never found it, but we're on Murano. And as you can see, it is dead. There's like, I look around, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people.
And the other island was packed.
And the other island was freaking packed. So a lot of stuff I looked up closes. Right now it is currently 4:20, 16:20, and a lot of stuff closes like 5:30 besides some restaurants. So I'm convinced that everyone on this island is going bankrupt, and we'll probably walk around a little bit just to see what Murano has to offer, which so far is looking like not a lot. And then we'll go back over to Venice main island and burn some time. And it's like we're gonna burn 30-40 minutes just on the train ride back over, the bus ride, whatever, water bus, water taxi back over. So yeah, Venice has been an interesting day. We still got the Basilica in and some gelato and some sightseeing in the museum. But I don't know, cool day, fun day in a lot of ways because it's just different and hectic, and you have to have these kinds of stories to say that you at least missed something and blew some money on something that you probably didn't see, or you missed, or just logistically didn't work out. And today's that day of logistically it not working out. So yeah, that's it. That's my documentation for the day. So let me go get a picture proof that I've been here in Murano. When we say Murano is dead, nobody. Like literally, like these streets are dead, the shops are closed, maybe. No. So yeah, I don't know why that just auto shut off, but it is freaking dead. We're just out of ourselves. Again, maybe Murano is like somewhere you need to show up to early in the morning and get everything done, but don't come at like 4 or 5 because there's nothing. So anyways, it was a fun adventure. It was a cool adventure. Did burn some time before our train in another place I've never been to, but we're gonna go to a little castle fortress area and get some food and burn some more time before our overnight train. I was saying, we missed multiple trains, buses, water boats, taxis in Venice trying to get to Murano here originally for glass blowing. In Murano at 5-ish, there's literally nobody at the taxi stop. Just us waiting for a taxi to show up to go back over to Venice and go see like a fortress port area that was built in like 1204. So very interesting, but yeah, we're gonna wait. And this is the original port and like gates into Venice, and it was built in 1205. So pretty cool original fortress and guard towers, and now essentially access into the city, place to dock your boat. 800-year-old walls, and out there to the ocean on the other side. Super cool. Nice and small little room. Okay, we're in Vienna, Austria. Two things. It seems nicer and way cleaner and a lot less people, because I think people travel to Italy and Rome and Venice and all the big ones, but Vienna probably will have a decent amount of tourists, but not like probably an insane amount. So anyways, we're here, just got to Vienna, Austria. We're gonna cross the street and then figure it out what we're gonna do for the rest of the day, and the bus ticket system here and whatever else. Well, there's definitely tourists right there. So I'm gonna go and put this down, gotta go down the stairs and figure this out. But I'm excited to be in a new country that I've never been to. And then just stepping outside the train station, we're gonna cross here and go to our hotel. It's only like a 4-minute walk. I wanted it to be nice and close, just so we could get on the train in the morning without having to wake up like a lot earlier. So gonna go over here and do this, and then probably find some food here in a little bit and get going. But yeah, so far freaking clean, super clean here, which is awesome, because I don't know, I was getting a little sick of Naples and Rome and all these places being super like just dirty, just feel like way too crowded. So I don't know, I just want to like travel to more places that aren't so big. So let's check it out. Okay, so real quick before I forget, dropped our luggage off at the hotel, but you can buy the Vienna City Pass for 20 euros for 24 hours just to take a train, bus, whatever through the city. And then you get like discounts and stuff of like 20-30% for like tons of restaurants or whatever. And then for another 35 euros, you can add the hop on, hop off bus, which are about 2 hours for each, and there's 2 routes, so probably worth it. And then you get like 25% discount on tickets depending on how many of those places you want to go into, so that might save you $4 if you do 2 or 3 per one, versus just the train pass for 24 hours is 10 euros. So you spend 9 euros more, get these discounts. If you go to the 3 or 4 places, you're gonna make your money back. And so I'd recommend that, and it just makes it super easy and digestible. We'll go to that one just so. But that makes it super easy and digestible, just to like see stuff, do stuff, and it's not too bad for a day pass. So I would just get that mental note. If you're gonna come here, go to St. Stephen's, the Imperial Palace, like anything like that, just to do that. And so yeah, just wanted to say that. That's why we went ahead and we just bought real quick so we wouldn't forget. Okay, so we just got on a hop on, hop off bus at the main train station. There is a brown bus-ish, like a brown color, and then there's a yellow bus. And the brown one's big bus, and then the one's just called yellow bus, I believe. And within it, the yellow bus has like 5 routes, and the big brown bus or whatever only has 2 routes, and has like an inner city and slightly outer city. But the yellow bus has like one that goes up into the mountains, one that goes way more eastern Vienna, an inner city, an outer city, and one that goes over to like all the palaces specifically, and like more of the royal government buildings. And so we went with the yellow one. They're both valid with the city ticket, hop on, hop off bus one, so you can pick either one. So
if you want more bang for your buck, you might as well do the yellow one. They're both 20 minutes long. And so we were on the bus on the top floor, and we're gonna go do the route and then get off on this yellow route at the Opera House, which takes us to the blue route, which includes like part of the inner city and then goes out to the western part of the city. So we're gonna do that, and then I have a headphone in, and then there's just like these little devices on here where you can switch it to like language. I have it set to English, and then do the volume, and then when you get to a site, like it'll sit there for a little bit and tell you about it. And then you can hop off right there and then go explore that place if you want to like buy a ticket to go into that location and go see it. And then the bus comes every 20 minutes. The last buses are like 18:30 to like 20:00, it looks like, according to their map schedule, to get back on the bus at any time in a like 15 to 20 minute increment. And so it allows you to hop and see everything. So we're gonna do this and probably just sit on the bus for the blue route, which is 2 hours, and just hear about everything and see a whole bunch of stuff. And then we can, pick some different routes, or we're gonna jump back over to the yellow route, do the Imperial family house, and we definitely, I think, are gonna try to go see the cathedral. But this tour might have us do something else. So anyways, we will talk shortly.
So we came to the Imperial Palace, and this is peak tour season, and then this is how busy it is. It's like literally not busy at all. It's kind of crazy, like
this is not the main palace though.
How ginormous it is. Well, this is the old historic palace. Like, just crazy that there's pretty much nobody here in the middle of the day. So we're gonna go get some tickets and check out this Imperial Palace. What do you mean this isn't the main one? I know there's like the old one.
The summer residence.
Yeah, there's summer residence.
The main one was over there, we saw.
Yeah, but it's summer, baby, and it ain't even packed. This round. Okay, so we just got done in there, and I will say it's 100% worth going and checking it out. Like, Napoleon was in there, Mozart, like one of the first pieces he ever played for anybody was in there, and so much more. So I definitely think it's worth going. It took us about an hour just to walk through, listening to the audio guide automatically, press the numbers in each room that you go to. But super extravagant, super unique. And now we bought the other pass, so we're gonna go check out some stuff outside here real quick. And we'll show you guys that right now.
I definitely think it's worth your money.
Yeah, definitely, I don't know, yeah, worth your money. I mean, it's super cool. It's not, I haven't really done anything too similar to this. Like, it's very European. I don't know if that'd be colonial period or not, I guess. I guess probably, right? 16th, 19th through 19th century. Either way, super cool, super worth it. So let's go look at this other stuff here, because we got a little glimpse of it earlier and it looks amazing. Okay, and so this is what I was gonna show you guys behind. And this is not gonna do it justice at all, but just take this in. Like, we're behind the building, and that's a good half a mile. Well, no, that's more than that. It's probably a mile away, don't you think?
I don't know, maybe.
About a mile, super green gardens. We're gonna get up there if we can. So let's go for a stroll and see what we can come up with. But honestly, this is like one of the most picturesque things I've ever seen or done on a vacation. Like, good on you for picking this place, because I had no, like, I don't know, like, I Google stuff for these trips and there's a million things to do, and you do some stuff and you try to stay within a budget or whatever, and then you get there and then there's all these things that you've never heard of, and you're like, why from every Google search did I never hear or see any of these things? And for some reason, this I probably saw, but I didn't really realize what it was, because like, I'd look at a list and there'd be like 20 or 30 different like architectural historical buildings and blah blah blah, and you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna pick a couple of them, and you pick a couple of them. But yeah, this is like next level extravagant, like the definition in my brain of like what a British or like a European garden like family would do. So I'm definitely glad we fit this one in to the day. So if you guys want to know how to take buses here in Austria too, like this will focus. The name of the train stop you're going to be at will be like right up here. And then if you look at the H sign, the name of your stop will match right there. And then you just wait for the bus and get on it. In our case, it's 10A at 4:13. So we'll just wait for that and we'll be good to go. Okay, so here's me just documenting our Austria, Vienna hostel hotel, and there was no AC in here at all. Like, at night it was well over 100 degrees. It was 103 degrees outside the bathroom, but it was like $50 or whatever for the night. But I sweat the whole night. I had like this little towel or whatever, and I like was dripping with sweat all night and just cleaned myself off. So if you're gonna come here in the summer, don't stay here. Long story short, but we got to get going to the train station. So we're gonna cut it. I also guess I didn't really record yesterday the train station, but all the train railroads are like up to the top, to your left, and we went out that door. As you can see, it's very open and not packed at the main central train station in Vienna. Like, this is the main station right outside the central square. So we're the only ones. And it's 6:30 in the morning, so I mean, it's early, but it's not crazy early. But yeah, we're gonna go get on this train, go to Salzburg, so check out a sweet, 1104 castle real quick before we head over to Munich, Germany. So let's go do that right now. I'm freaking tired. But it's way cooler outside than it was in the hotel too. I was also gonna state that.
Stage by. For everyone who is going to leave us now, we wish you a pleasant journey.
Salzburg now, Austria. So we're gonna take these escalators down, get some luggage lockers, and then go to our castle. And it looks like we're doing stairs. But we're gonna go down here, lock these up, and then get over to the fortress. And again, another very clean train station. There's definitely like more people here and more backpackers. It seems to be more of a backpacking outdoors area, and there's a lot of people here for that. Okay, and so then here's just the luggage locker area. There was quite a few open, and the restroom's right there. And then if you come out here, I'll just show you. It's like right by the bathrooms, right in the middle, between 6 and 9. There's like a seating area to wait for your train, and right by 4, and then number 5, and then right by 5 in the middle of the train station in Salzburg, you're able to downstairs just off of the train tracks, go in there, grab, or put your luggage away and whatever else, and then the outside's right there. Pretty small train station, but we're gonna go ahead and get over there now. Okay, one thing I like about the donuts here is if you look, it's fried on the outside, but it's like very fluffy. It doesn't feel soaked. It's very airy. It's not overly oily. It's just a little bit of chocolate. But I'm a fan. I like this way better. I don't feel like I'm gonna feel sick or as gross eating this, but still get my chocolate fix. So I don't know what they do, but these are not nearly as like gross and oily as a normal donut. Okay, and there's a fortress. We're walking over there to get up because the trains this morning have been a mess and they're like falling off the power lines and the dudes are pushing it back on. But it's up there, and this view right along the water is just insane how crazy this looks. Like, I was just telling Jacob, every time we get off or we go anywhere, we look at anything here, it makes me like this country more and more, and we did not put enough days on our schedule for what I would like to see here. So it's a lesson learned, and I definitely see myself coming back here. But we're gonna go ahead and walk across the water. It also looks like they have some type of race or event that is going on or just went on. But massive stone walls. So we're gonna get up there and show you guys. Just here's a little glimpse from down here, but it is up there and it's crazy. And again, this was about 1027 or AD, so we're gonna go up there and check it out. Okay, get the all-inclusive ticket to come up to the top took like not even 5 minutes, and then you're already here. And so if we look this way, we have the view of Salzburg and the river going right through it. Insane view. And then you can see like we're starting to get into higher mountains, Alp area, and then the castle, fortress, whatever, right behind us. So we're gonna go check it out. Crazy. This is a must come back. A must come back. So let's see what we got. And then here's some armor. Looks like from 1618 to 1648, 1530. They wore, and this is 36 kilos. They're like, what, about 90 pounds, I believe, somewhere in that range, 75 pounds. And then just some more armor. Pretty cool. And this has gone through World War I, this castle did, the Revolutionary War, like the Austrian wars, you know, like confederations, and then even the medieval times of 1000, like AD. It's just crazy, like how this has just stood here and gone through all these different wars. And then here's inside, like the main castle area. And I guess this is like where the main guy lived, whatever, the master, I think is what the sign called it. The master's house of the fortress. But honestly crazy. Just, this is the main original part of the fortress. So you're talking like 1140 to 1080 time frame. So we're probably gonna do a counterclockwise loop here and just check it out. Like, it's just crazy. It's like this big and that old. And this is the backside, walking off the backside of the fortress. So you saw Salzburg on the front side, and then this is all the terrain on the backside. And yeah, we're getting into the Alps here by Germany, Switzerland, right? This would be facing Switzerland if I recall. And they're pretty darn big. I mean, they flat and go straight up. So I'm pretty impressed. But again, trying to vlog more of myself and my activities this trip than just B-roll. So we're gonna go back and check out the rest of the inside. So this room is an actual dungeon where people were kept in here until their sentence was sentenced, either to death or whatever, and then they were killed. But just locked in this room until then. Just bread and water. Kind of crazy. And then from up here, this is just the panorama tour that you can climb to the top of the, like the one tower, and see everything. So there's Salzburg. But I kind of like about Salzburg, there's not like any like really big buildings. It's kind of very traditional, like whatever Eastern European. And then there's coming into the mountains from the flats. And then that's the back side where we took some pictures from, or showed you a minute ago. And back to a couple other tower points in the castle. Here is the main, or like the latest church they built, probably from like the 1600s based on the images and pictures and stuff, but an add-on later that looks super cool. Okay, so it looks like you can do an audio guide if you have headphones or whatever, and you can scan the QR code if you want to do that. But we're gonna go through and go up. I guess Mozart lived on the 3rd floor of this house, or was born on the 3rd floor of this house. His family lived here for about 26 years. So we're gonna go up there and check it out and see what everything looks like in here. Just getting to the 3rd floor. So yeah, I think they only had a couple rooms. So, or yeah, you can see in here living situation. Yeah, kitchen, a corridor, study, a bedroom, and a living room. So essentially a single bedroom-ish room. And there it is. That's Mozart's violin when he was a kid. Oh yeah. Yep, there's a piece of Mozart's hair. Some like little flower ornament thing. Probably a ring or some jewelry from their family or his mother. What is this one? Is this a picture of him? It's the most accurate one. The most accurate picture drawing of Mozart. Interesting. I know this is technically not called a piano if I remember right, but this is Mozart's original piano that he played when he was first a kid and made his first masterpiece on, if I remember right. Super, super cool. So this is actually really cool. It's a projector, geez. But he was out doing tours for 10 years, 2 months, and 2 days. And then if we go over here, he was all the way down from Naples, Florence, Valencia, Lyon, all the way up to Paris, even London, Berlin, and then all the way over Salzburg, getting towards Vienna, Munich, however you want to say it, Stuttgart, and all like Germany and Frankfurt and all up. So he, went over most of Central, Eastern, and Northern Europe just performing, which is super cool. We just went in there too, so that's Mozart's house, or where he was born, on the 3rd floor. His family stayed, like his original piano thing. I know it's technically not a piano's there, and then his original violin. And then you just walk through this little path from over the bridge, take a left off the bridge from the train station, come up this little alleyway, and it'll just be right here. So we have a couple more minutes until we need to head back over to the train station. So this place is called Susannenbrunnen, if I'm saying that right. But it's this area, like a really relatively pretty garden, kind of smaller, but nice. And I guess it's based on a biblical story of Susanna or something, or Susanna. And she felt like someone was like watching her, or like in her presence, from what I could find quickly without wasting too much time. But there's all these like different sculptures, and this is an 18th century garden, so it's pretty old. And then, if you have some time to come back in here, they have like really pretty walkways and garden areas you can check out. And then there's the palace over there we're gonna walk towards and check out and see if we can get in. Okay, today's been a crazy day with trains and getting here in time. We have 30 minutes to walk through this, but Dachau, however you say it, concentration camp, that's the entrance we just came in with 30 minutes to spare. And so I just want to walk around this real quick and just look through this and get an idea. Like, I don't know, it feels a little crazy that, there's all these walls and these old tower fortresses and like just all the Jews and people that were here. So I don't want to record a ton of it because I think you should come here for yourself and experience this. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and look around. So this is one of the barracks, 1933 to 37.
Reconstructed, it says. How it looks.
Yeah, in 65. I mean, they probably fixed a lot of stuff that was either bombed or broken down. Yeah, 3 tall. That's in these boxes. Oh yeah, here. So it looks like some of the buildings were still standing even after this one was reconstructed. Corresponding Dutch construction barracks were torn down between 62 and 64. These had been used by the U.S. Army to accommodate the inmates of the internment camp up to 1948, which is So, not a ton of filming here in Germany because we've been traveling all over mountains between like an insane amount of trains. But there is this walking street, and we're gonna go to like the old St. Peter's in Munich. So, just kind of a cool street, cool architecture. I mean, I wouldn't say it gives the same craziness that Austria does, but it's nice and it's cool and fun to walk around some streets. We're gonna go to the old town center and see what it looks like. All right, so talk about traveling and being a lot of tourists. Yeah, Munich, Germany, crazy on the tourist scale. It is Saturday night too, though. I hear a lot of German, not just anything, but famous church in the old town square, and there's some old buildings. But we're gonna just do a quick walk around. And so it just auto turned off, I don't know what that was about. But we're here, we're gonna go figure this out, put our luggage away, and then go walk around Old Town, go check out the lake. And coming in here, actually no mountains, really. Like, I mean, there was mountains, there's some parts where there's some pretty tall peaks, but only a couple. We go very north of Switzerland, so I think up here is still kind of more plainy, and then when you go south, you get more into the mountains. So kind of interesting, but we're gonna go check it out and see what Switzerland's all about. Okay, so first Swiss supermarket. Okay, so when you're in Switzerland Zurich train station, main train station, there's this big board right in the middle in front of all of the platforms, and then you'll see WC luggage lockers and stuff downstairs, and right in the back wall there's just some arches and like the back of the train station. So you come in here, you'll see like WC for the restrooms, luggage lockers. They're just down that one flight of stairs and all wrapped around the outside. So far, some first glimpse right outside the train station. I noticed too, like a lot of these roads have like a little bump that comes up, so the walkway stays flat through the intersections, but then it drops back down a little bit. But very pretty, very picturesque. Definitely feels a little bit more humid. What's kind of interesting that I've never seen here before is the parking spots are like on the sidewalk, but painted, and then you just have this little lip for the road. It's like there's the road, a barely little lip, and then your parking spot. And these cars just like look like they're parked on the curb, but I don't know, that's how they did it on like all these streets we've been looking at. So kind of interesting. But yeah, Switzerland. We're gonna get over to the old town area and whatever and check it out. Okay, and so here we're standing on top of an old Roman fort that the Romans built, and it's just a nice view over old town Zurich. But I don't know, pretty cool to come up here. Obviously a lot of people are doing it. Like, I would say it's a nice view, but it's not an insane view by any means. So pretty cool, but I mean, worth coming up. It's really close to the train station, so we're gonna go figure out the next thing we're gonna do. Honestly, today's a little bit more relaxed than some of our other days. All right, now we're on like the famous Zurich shopping street. We can go up there, but like we had Cartier and Omega and Chanel and yeah, all these different brands. I'll just show this little cross street, but there's just tons of different brands. It is Sunday, so it's probably not gonna be crazy today. One of the things I'm thinking we'll do is just take a picture or do a bike ride. There's like a bike ride tour we could do at 4 today, so we might go do that and have someone just explain some stuff to us for like 22 euro or whatever. So I don't know, again, it's Sunday. It's one of those weird things. Like last time I was in Greece 2 years ago in Europe, it was a Sunday and we were in Crete and it was just super dead. Sometimes those days are just gonna hit, and that kind of seems to be our day here in Switzerland, but we're still gonna check out what we can. So all right, so we're just passing, this might have been St. Peter's or something like that, one of these older churches. And then there's this little Times Square towards like old Zurich, and then we're gonna cross the river going into the lake and get over to like that old Roman church. So it's pretty cool. It's, you know, it's pretty. There's a decent amount of people out, but I feel like a lot of people are just walking around just because a lot of stuff is closed. But yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I think there's a Viking cruise ship here too, because there's a whole bunch of people with the Viking flag and tourists, a whole bunch of Chinese tourists. So kind of interesting, but it definitely feels very quiet today. Pretty slow. Alright, so here's what it would look like. But it's the one that's being renovated. So it's just covered in scaffolding. 365 all the way around. So yeah, just an unfortunate thing of traveling. Sometimes you come during a bad time, so we're gonna move on to the next thing. So I'm a road cycler and I am addicted to watching road cycling videos, so it's actually pretty fun to see them doing some type of race. It's probably, I doubt it's a triathlon, but it might be like some type of circuit. It might be a triathlon, but oh, maybe it is. That chick's running. There might be a triathlon going on right now. That's actually pretty cool to see all these people out here just racing and pushing. It's kind of crazy. We're going under that bridge and the walkway is actually below the level of water. Like, we're actually walking below the water, which is kind of crazy. That's the first time I've ever seen this, but I guess it depends on the time of year maybe with the water level, but the bridge is low and they had to like keep building the walkway even lower. And then you like climb up and out. But there's the lake. Alright, we just got on public transportation, which is the local ferry. Just here on the lake, right outside Zurich. So you can buy your like bus pass, train pass, whatever, and then also be able to take the ferry like to and from and across the lake and like a whole bunch of different points. You can just find on Google Maps. We are just in the National Museum for Switzerland in Zurich. And so we're gonna check this out, but I just wanted to document that we were in here and doing it. But yeah, some interesting things, like some old Roman coins and some more modern Swiss coins. And there's this one area, there's like 6 different exhibits, I believe. So far so cool. It is included with your 24-hour travel pass. If you do decide to get that, I would come check this place out. It's like 2 floors on each side, I think, and 6 exhibits. And then here we have like a cool exhibit where you pick the ring and it tells you about the ring. And so like you'll have to switch it to English or whatever, but you can read about like the seal with the bust portrait of a man encrypted monogram with fish, and 500, Byzantine, bronze, and there's just a huge wall of rings that you can read about. It's actually super cool, and like all the rings that are in here just on each little screen. So we're gonna dig through some of these, like these massive gold rings. They're just crazy. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna try to beat this rain / thunder, lightning. It's going on a little bit. It says it's only supposed to be going for like an hour, but we're trying to get our money's worth in Switzerland. We were very tempted at like 5 o'clock, 4:30, just to sit in the hotel for the rest of the day because we had to be up at like 5:40 tomorrow. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna climb up there. It's kind of one of the difference. There's distance. There's a big tower and a smaller like tower you can walk up to see the whole Zurich area of Switzerland. So we've been climbing up this hill. It's like a 15-minute hike. Then we take another tram kind of like up the mountain. And then it's another 20-minute hike. And then you're up to the top, and then there's a 30-meter tower. So I don't know, however many stories that ends up being with the stairs. Then after that, you're at the top. And you can take a picture, and I've been walking all these days, but I feel so out of shape because I've been eating like a pig. So we're gonna go ahead and enter here and try to get on this. Also, really cool old Swiss looking homes. Okay, well we're waiting for a train. This is probably the most authentic feeling area, getting up here on the mountain, how green and whatever it is. There's a lot going on here, but I don't know, it's cool. It's like one of those moments where you're just like, okay, I'm glad I came, you know, like you travel so far and you're so tired, but you know, you want to sit in your hotel but you didn't. So I don't know, kind of cool. It's like one of those moments where I just look down at all the buildings and, you know, it's a little cloudy, overcast, and it's just like a really cool vibe. So I think you can also go all the way to the top by walking via that trail that guy's running up, but we're gonna wait for this train that takes us up instead. Plus it's supposed to rain, so I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, to get to the top of this mountain, it is so steep. Look at how slow our train is just slowly chugging to the top, and it started raining, so we're gonna see without trying to get my camera wet because I brought the camera and all that to get up there. Obviously I have this bag, but it's not totally waterproof, so I know we might be getting a nice shower before the shower, but I really want to go see this view. And we're pretty much already committed. We're like, get to the top of this, then get off and walk up 13 minutes. So we're gonna see what comes to it, but these are the good stories that you end up with. What do you think?
Should be wet.
It's gonna be wet. 13 minutes-ish to the top and climb, and then come back down, maybe soaking wet, but have a good story, so. I never know how to end these. I'm not a good blogger, travel artist, so. This is for the personal memory. They'd be like, oh yeah, when we're sitting on the train when it was raining in Zurich. Is that what we did like the early 2000s? Okay, so yeah, update. I think it's raining a little too hard. And we're gonna wait this out and see if it gets any better, but definitely not a right now kind of hike. Okay, so I got my hat on. Well, hopefully our stuff doesn't get soaked through like the camera, but we're just gonna go for it. Like, it stopped raining. It's supposed to rain for another 30 minutes, but we're gonna see if we can get it. I'm assuming it's these stairs. Yeah, it did start raining. I'm assuming it's the stairs. Let me look at my phone. Okay, the wind and rain just started picking up. Now it's really raining and really windy, so I don't feel like going all the way to the top is totally worth it, plus you have to pay. But here it is, from like partly up the tower, and the rain hit. So we're gonna get some pictures and take this in and get out of the weather. Okay, so thunder and lightning. We were kind of up on that tower a little ways. You can go up quite a bit if you pay, but again, for the view's sake, I don't think it's really worth it. But this is just more to the right. The tower's kind of face the other way, and then there's the lake and Old Town over there, and the train station like right over there. But yeah, super pretty. The clouds are starting to push over the top of the mountain with all this wind, so you can't see everything great, but some more proof that we were here in Zurich on a nice rainy, cloudy, and thundery day. But we're gonna go ahead and take pictures and get down the mountain.
This is how I imagine the pioneers felt when we got to Colorado.
So we're sitting right on the border of Italy and Switzerland, about an hour train ride from Milano, and our train was just canceled. So we gotta go find a local train to get on, and the whole crowd's obviously rushing. And we also have an appointment at like 11 we need to get to. So we're gonna try to rush and get on a local train and get over there to Milano to meet our ticket appointment. So that will be interesting. So we gotta go figure that out. But quite a few people trying to rush and make a train, obviously. And this is how full the train was, from everyone going from our canceled train over to this train, plus everyone that was also on this train. So it was very stuffed for an hour, but we're gonna get off here in Milan and go check our bags and check other stuff out. And if you ever come to Milan train station, very, very New York-esque, extravagant, but super cool. But we gotta find somewhere to put our bags, so we're gonna go look for somewhere to put bags. So when you come up that train station on the M3, you come outside and you're directly greeted with that. Pretty freaking awesome. Very populated, but a gorgeous town square. So we're gonna go ahead and get our tickets and get in. Okay, so with the all-inclusive pass, you like go back in the corner and you come up, and then it takes you up like onto the roof walkway, so you can like see out over the city and see like the top pieces of the building and kind of just walk around. So we're gonna walk around. We also had to wear these cloth things because our shorts go over our knees, so we're pretty much just professional painters, but it's really cool. So I'm just gonna take this in, but yeah, this is just the Duomo in Milan. And then you just keep climbing to the top of these stairs and you're on the very roof, so you can see like the new modern skyline over there. And then the peak, the apex of the roof, and then just kind of like the front fascia and Mother Mary there at the top. And yeah, some construction they got going on. Some stuff's covered, but you can kind of see what it looks like behind it. And then the front exit is right there. There's some more like fascia of the church, but that's the front side of the church you would normally see from that square that I recorded earlier when you came out of the train station. So we're gonna go ahead and walk around this and get in this long line to get down and take some pictures. So we just came down the stairwell from the roof, and that's how far we came down. Really pretty insane just how like tall and open it is in here. Yeah, check this all out. Okay, this is some of the most insane wall pieces, and they just go all the way up and over. I mean, it's 100 feet tall, but just beautifully colorful stained glass. So I was gonna sit here and take it all in, but I mean, it goes up forever.
Some total tools, this cover machine,
Okay, so now at the front of the church, underneath there is an archaeological site, and these are old buildings and church, or like, I mean, some of it they believe is a church, some of it they believe is some other stuff. There's some family tombs under here, but this is below the big church that they built. So during World War II, when they were going to dig out bombardment, like bomb shelters, they found all this. So before this church was built, 500 years ago, 400 years ago, there was other buildings and like whole cities below what they built on top of it, or where they built this church below it. So some type of civilization and like group of people and like family tombs were found under here. So that's what we're exploring as well. So if that interests you, then you can see some like right here, then I would come check this out. Right here used to be the old city center where the justices and stuff lived in medieval era, as well as like in here when Austria ruled. So you have this nice medieval building just here in the middle. It was sat really high off the ground, and then it was kind of surrounded by more modern or like later on buildings. But pictures look cool. Thought we'd come check it out. It's interesting looking. Nothing too crazy about it, but yeah, I'm just trying to fill some of our time here in Milano, not doing anything too crazy. This was really close as well to the cathedral, just right across the street on the other side of the McDonald's. Actually, if you saw the McDonald's coming out of the metro, so something worth come over and take a look at if you're right here anyways. All right guys, and so this is the castle in like Milan Central, and apparently, or I've been told, that this is the biggest castle in Italy. So we're gonna go ahead and check this castle out and see what we think. I think part of it's closed. It's the first or the last Monday of the month, and every last Monday of the month they're closed, but we're gonna go check it out and see what is open and show you guys. All right, so we're just entering through the front, and we're gonna see what they got in here. So nice big castle walls. Inside, some fortress areas. So yeah, I mean, it's got some walls and some rooms and stuff. Oh, it looks like it goes through to another section. I know there's 3 add-ons based on the sign I just saw, but yeah, I mean, it's a pretty nice looking castle. So we're just gonna go ahead and explore this and see what we can come up with. It also, like, I'm wondering if this back part's more castle-y because there's a ton of holes showing up through here. So I'm like, it looks like a whole bunch of murder holes on this back wall. So I wonder if the next area was kind of where more stuff happened. I don't really know, but let's go through here and find out. Okay, so this castle actually goes all the way back to 1368, Napoleon time, everything before him, multiple wars, Spanish War, used was for military barracks, got built up, talked about getting teared down. You can pause to read more, but you know, it's a legitimate 1300s castle. So I was just gonna look through here. Maybe this is just a gate to the outside. I thought it maybe went to more. So we were close to here because we got the water. But now we're gonna go back to that back part where the extension is and see what's in there. Okay. And so I guess this is where the Castle Museum normally would be. You can't go in there because it's closed today. But it just looks like another like court, fortress area, and some type of park. But nonetheless, still super cool to walk through and check out while you're here. If the museum's open, probably even better. I actually just noticed there might be something else over here. Oh yeah, like another courtyard kind of looking. So anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here for this part. Shopping center area just right next to the cathedral. What are like some movies that have been filmed here? I'm not a big movie guy. What are some movies that have been filmed here? Everyone that ever involves shopping. Got it. Here in Milan. It was on the to-do list of must-see things. Probably. Church if you want to come check this church out. So this is an old church area that they built and put lots of bones in because the local cemetery ran out of space, and so they just started stacking people's bodies, and they just put them in here and like into a church area. And so all these bodies are like 400 to 500 years old. Well, if you come to Milan, there's like this food court area right off the side of the street, or like if you're facing the very front of it where the big statue waterfall is, and you come in the left corner, the front left corner, and then going like following the left wall as you face the building on the outside, so the outside's right there, there's just like this huge walkway of places and like little food courts, and it's super cool, and every section's kind of like graffitied or different or whatever, so I'd come check it out.
Okay, so I'll show you guys a picture outside, but we're currently climbing to the top of the dome in the Cathedral of Florence. We had to hurry and get our bags off, get out of the thing, and walk 15 minutes over here. We were still 30 minutes late to climb the tower, but they let us through and there was like nobody in line. So it was the one thing where we have a specific time slot or ticket and get us into anything anywhere else. But to climb the tower and go to the top, you have to be there at a specific time. So thankfully, even though we were, I guess, like closer to 20 minutes late, they're letting us through. And so we're gonna climb to the top of this and show you guys a view and then pictures and stuff of the outside. Very nice cathedral, but we'll see how many steps. And here we are at the top. Took us, I don't know, 5 minutes to climb, but it's like 500 steps. So it's quite the ways up, but to give you an idea from the top and kind of how high up we are. Go over here. Oh yeah, there's the famous like fortress, whatever town hall that they still use. I think it's like one of the oldest ones in the world, still in use. And then from this side, you have more of the church and the iconic dome itself. And then a nice interesting view. Very classic here, very Renaissance, and everything's very well the same themed. But yeah, that's it. You can climb it. I would recommend it. It's a cool view. So gives you something to do, another activity, and a good workout to earn your gelato. Okay, I lied. Last time you saw me recording, I was lying. Yeah, I was. We were only halfway up, so now it's open roof. But if you kind of remember from the video I showed, we were like down by the white on the dome. Now we're up towards the upper 1/3, and yeah, we're out here and just gotta show all this. Excuse me. So you have like the old town hall, or the town hall that's still in use, but from the Renaissance, old historic castle, fortress, Renaissance era town square area, and then it's just a 360-degree view all the way around. So actually a really cool view. So we're gonna take some pictures and relax for a minute and then go back down. Okay, so this is on the side of the building. The front's like over there, but, or I guess the dome is potentially the front, but the side of the bell towers, that's what we climbed up. You have the whole side and then the dome. So I didn't realize at the time of going in there was different time slots. I think we had a time slot for the dome, but not for the rest, being the bell tower. So we're gonna go over and see if they're gonna let us climb the dome, even though it's an hour late. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But after that, then you like go into these specific side doors, and there's maps at each side door saying like, hey, what you're entering, and you can look at your ticket, and your ticket has like these little circle bubbles on the PDF file, and then like what's included in your pass. So very big, pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna go see if they'll let us into the dome. And we just climbed up 413 steps. Some of them think this is like 463 steps. So we're getting like close to over 1,000 steps just up and down these two towers.
walk out here and you walk along the outside of the upper part of the church. And we're dying because we're like halfway to the top probably, but we just climbed like 200, 300 stairs. So we're just gonna go check it out. Also, cool artwork. I don't know if we're skating into this. Okay, so now we're climbing to the top of the dome. Not the bell tower like we were in before, but you kind of like see the double dome outside. Like just all these little hallways and out cooks and crannies. On the holy smokes, these stairs are like being back on a Navy ship. Very, very steep. And my head is very close to the wall. But we're almost to the top. Okay, and we're to the top of the dome. So train station, which we saw earlier. But if we go over here, you can see that's the bell tower. So we were up there at the top of the bell tower, but this is probably another 20-30 feet higher than that. So not a ton, but you like wrap around the top of the inner dome to get up and out of here. So it's kind of cool how you go through it. And this is open air as well, which is nice and cool to just walk around and look at. And then there's the whole dome right there. And some castles and fortresses and some other stuff over there. So we're gonna take some pictures. So when you come back down from the dome, you'll notice that we were out on that walkway down there and the art was farther away from us. Now the art's right here on the wall. So when you come down, you actually go around the dome on the top, again, higher up than that level right there. So it's pretty cool how you can observe all the artwork, like right up close, and how but anyways, pretty cool. You just wrap around the other way to get down, it looks like. So they got people going up and people going down at the same time. Okay, and so this is inside the Florence main cathedral where we were on the bell tower and the dome, but this is the inside. So it's actually got some cool like paintings, murals, whatever, but it's actually quite simple. Not a lot on the walls or anything too crazy. So I don't know, we're gonna check it out, but it is very tall in here. And I mean, always probably must see. You could also get like cathedral churched out and not come, but the dome is definitely cool to climb. So it's just something to consider, but I don't know, I'm kind of getting to the point 12 days in that when you've seen one, you've kind of seen a lot of them too, right? Same thing with like the temples in Japan. So we're gonna go look around. So if you buy the ticket for the Santa Reparada or the whole inclusive pass, you come inside the church, there's a stairwell that goes downstairs, and you can come under here and look at the original church infrastructure that was built before this big church you're just in was built on top of this. This includes like stuff 1 BC or so before Christ, the Roman Empire, the Renaissance, the medieval ages, everything down here was built upon in the city as it was surrounded by a wall. So I highly recommend you buy that, come down here and check it out. So we're gonna go look through all this, but this is like the kind of stuff that I think is really cool and worth doing. Okay, I've seen a lot of marble statues, but that is a nice big statue. Like that's bigger than 99.9% of statues you've seen. And it's like in really good shape still, it's crazy. I feel like it's very hard to tell how big this is, but like how open this room is. Like the fact that this is just a single piece that was carved, didn't have any cracks or anything in it, is honestly crazy. Like I said before, like this has got to be the biggest single marble statue that I've come across, especially for the time period. Like there's probably some bigger stuff that's been built now, but it is an insanely massive piece. I just have to show like this painting, 1466. And if you look, just look at the detail. You can see the little cracks, but like just the detail on this face almost just looks like an image or printed with like the shading. Like it's just crazy, like in this guy's face, just how insane the details on some of these paintings as like some of these painters and artists progressed. Very worth coming here. These are some of like the best detailed paintings I've ever seen. And then in here just off to the left of that sculpture we have a room full of them. Tons and tons. Of amazing marble sculptures to look at. Okay, so just a really cool fountain. Honestly, I don't know all the details of the fountain, but this is sitting outside of like the, I can't remember the name of this building, geez. Yeah, like the Florence Palace essentially, right, which is one of the oldest or longest going government headquarters in the world, going back about 700 years. And then there's like the Michelangelo David statue that is the fake. The real one's now in the museum, but they rebuilt this one just to have outside because the old one was sitting here, but obviously they want to preserve it. A lot of these ones are now like actually plaster, not even marble, from what I was reading about in the museum. I'm not sure if this one's marble or plaster. I'm going to assume marble just so it lasts sitting out here with all the tourists. But it is pretty interesting. Very old building, you know, 700 years old. It's gone through like the medieval ages, Renaissance. Oh, at one time it was also the capital of Italy in like 1861 and 59 or so, when Italy was very first united. So kind of cool, definitely worth seeing. But yeah, proof that we were here. Okay, if you're in Florence, you've got to come here and try their pistachio gelato. I've been looking for gelato that I've had when I was in Santorini, Greece, that had pistachio flavor this good. And this is probably like on par with that, the same or the second best. But come here and try this freaking pistachio gelato. Literally the best thing I've had since that one. I've been trying to find some here for days and I found it. Okay, and like I was saying, on that bridge, which was the only one that survived World War II bombings, of course, it's going to be watches and jewelry and designer and expensive stuff, and not, oh, got myself out of frame, and not anything really of worth or like, you know, worth buying, just super expensive. It's funny, all these bridges, they get cool stuff, they used to be homes and all that, and now it's just designer crap, but a nice, cool view. Okay guys, so if you come above the Rose Gardens, there's this like piazza, this platform square area, and it's not a crazy high walk from that bridge over there. It's like a 20-minute walk up here, but it gets you really nice and like above the whole city. You can see the whole thing, so it's actually a pretty cool view. I'm kind of surprised that it's only 1 million people-ish here, so I don't know, it's a cool view. I don't know, I'd recommend it. Not a long walk or hike, and like, you know, the Duomo is right there, the palace is right there. I'm drawing a blank on this other famous church is right there. Like, Florence area is actually pretty close together. It's not as spread out as you would think. A lot of it's just like suburbs and not like really any restaurants or places to stay. So worth coming up.
Okay, and that's it. I know the video feels kind of choppy and there's lots of things that I didn't record. I do have pictures, like I, pulled out my camera when I could. I brought a Olympus M10 Mark V with me and took lots of pictures. So it might feel like there's some gaps in this video, but here's just a picture of me and kind of the last moment. That was essentially the last clip I took. Then we went and we walked around and then got some pizza, hung out in the hotel, and then woke up the next morning and flew out. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Signing off with another travel video.